Drawing the Hulk is a good way to practice your anatomy drawing, because he's literally just a really big muscular dude in purple shorts. And since, as I announced in my last episode, Popcraft Studios is my new full-time job, even though I don't usually release videos on this particular day of the week, I can do more impromptu episodes. And most of them are probably going to be just drawing superheroes I like. So in this episode, I'm going to draw the Hulk, and I'm going to draw him twice. But more on that after the jump. Let's roll the opening banner. Bruce Banner. Is there a joke there? There might be, but I can't think of it right now. So roll the opening banner. So, the two drawings we're going to do today. First one is going to be just a shot of Hulk on his own. It's going to be kind of a warm-up drawing, but it's also going to be a pretty fully rendered drawing of the character himself. It's just going to be on his own with no background or anything. Then the second one, in classic Popcraft style, I'm going to sort of do a random booster art challenge. I'm going to open a pack of Pokemon cards, and whatever character I think is the coolest out of here, I'm going to draw them fighting against the Hulk. And I love doing these. I'm excited to see who we end up having Hulk fight. But first things first, let's draw the Hulk on his own. Now, I talk more about this in tomorrow's episode, in which I'm taking detailed video game characters and drawing them as cartoony versions of themselves, which, be sure you're subscribed and ring the bell and all that. I'm going to be doing more impromptu episodes that come out on random days, so good idea to have the bell rung so you get notified when stuff is coming out. But anyway, in a bunch of my videos lately, I've been thinking a lot about what the basic anatomy structure of my characters are, because when you're developing your style, one of the important parts of it is deciding what anatomy looks like for your characters. And the Hulk is a really good character to practice that with because, as I said, he's just a big, muscly dude. So you have to exaggerate the anatomy more. So scaling everything up, making the character more ripped, you really have to think about, okay, how do I draw the bicep? How do I draw how the bicep meshes into the shoulder and into the forearms? I know with my style, I like to draw characters with bigger hands, bigger feet, bigger forearms, but something I've been trying to think about in terms of my character's forearms lately is how much I have them shrink before going into the hand, because especially with my old style, I would just have the forearm go straight into the hand, and I haven't really been liking that so much lately, so I'm thinking a little bit more of tapering the forearm more before it gets to the hand so there's more contrast in size. I don't do that as much in this drawing because with the Hulk everything is a lot bigger, but I still feel like maybe I should have done that in this piece. Maybe I'll do it a little bit more in the next one. I was also trying to be more confident with my strokes in this drawing, which I like the idea of that. It ends up making this piece look a little bit... the word corporate is coming to mind, like where it's just an image that you would see on a toy or a sticker that they were selling or something. Something that's a little bit too basic. I think an artist that I really like that finds a good medium well is an artist named Patrick Brown, whose stuff is very stylized and really cool looking, but also looks like it would work well on, I don't know, something like a box of cereal even. I think he's managed to find a great medium of being generally appealing to pretty much any audience, while also being stylish. I'll link his Instagram in the description. His art is really awesome. I mean, most people probably know him already if they're watching this channel, because my art is very heavily inspired by his art. I really love his stuff. Another thing that was a little bit tricky with this one was figuring out how to place the head, because the Hulk's got such big, muscly back muscles, and he would have big neck muscles. I think I hid the neck a little bit too much behind the head. That's the only part of this image that I'm not thrilled with, but besides that, I really like how this one came out, but of course, I'm excited to draw him in a fight next. So let's take a look at the final version of this drawing. Alright, cool stuff, but I'm ready to get into that fight scene, because what good is the Hulk if he's not fighting anybody? I mean, he's pretty smart too, depending on the version of the Hulk. Whatever, let's open up this pack of cards and see what Pokemon we're gonna have the Hulk fighting. Alright, so I liked a whole bunch of those options, but I think I've got to go with Houndoom, because I can do like a really, really big Houndoom and have it be kind of like the fight between Hulk and Fenrir in Thor Ragnarok. Fenris, however you pronounce it. Plus, I'm just kind of in the mood to draw a big, fiery demon dog. When am I ever not in that mood? But let's get into a big, awesome fight drawing. Now, at first I wasn't actually sure how big I wanted to make Houndoom. I thought at first maybe really, really big, so where his mouth is big enough that he could completely chomp Hulk, and Hulk is kind of holding his mouth open. Then I thought maybe on the smaller side, closer to about the size of 2 Hulks, and him holding him up and smashing him. And then I ended up settling for something that's kind of close-ish to the size of Fenrir or Fenris from Thor Ragnarok, maybe a little bit smaller, and I'm pretty happy with that. I really like composing an image, I've noticed, when one character is a lot smaller than the other, especially with a creature like this, where I can have the tail kind of guiding us through the image to the creature's head and then to the Hulk. And that's what I was trying to do here, have us go start in the upper right of the image, go down through the tail, through Houndoom's head, and then look at Hulk. And there are a few things that I have to do later on to make this work a bit better. I don't know if I was completely successful with it when I look at the image, and it's a lot harder for the person who's making the image because I watched the whole thing be built from the beginning. I know what I was intending, but even when I look at this, the first thing I kind of look at is the top of Houndoom's body, where we've got some more contrast with those spike things on his back, and then I look down to Houndoom's head, and then I kind of want to rest there. That's the point of most contrast, because I end up putting some glowy flame in Houndoom's mouth, and I make his eyes glow. And then Hulk, I end up adding some rim lighting to make us want to look at him a little bit more. So I kind of start on Houndoom's back, down to Houndoom, and then to Hulk, not going all the way from the top right and through the image. But I think that's okay. For a drawing that's pretty fully rendered, but I spent about, 3 hours on it, I'd say I'm pretty happy with the result. 2 things that I end up having to do near the end to make the flow work a little bit better is for Houndoom's body, I made his black a little bit of a greeny black, and then I made the whole background kind of reddish, orangish, so that our main characters both have a bit of green to them, obviously because the Hulk is predominantly green. Then, of course, the intent being our eye goes through the green of the image as the flow of the piece. But there was a little bit too much of a disconnect between the Hulk and Houndoom's head, so what I ended up doing was adding a little bit of green on a multiply layer to the ground, only in a streak between Houndoom and the Hulk, in an attempt just to get us look from Houndoom's head over to the Hulk. And I think it kind of worked. It muddies up the ground a little bit in a kind of gross way. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I also add a little bit of rim lighting on Houndoom that's not really influenced by anything in the environment. I just kind of wanted him to pop out a little bit more. But anyway, there are some things that I think I can fix, and I'll want to fix in later images in the future, but overall I'm pretty happy with this, and I think that Houndoom's head looks really awesome. And I hope you all like it too. Here is my Houndoom versus the Hulk. Alright. I mean, I know this was a pretty spur-of-the-moment episode, but I think this is better art than a bunch of the stuff I've been making lately on the channel, so that was kind of fun. I really like this format of picking a character, drawing them by themselves, and then drawing them fighting some random weird thing. So if you've got more suggestions of a character you'd really like to see me draw, please leave them in the comments below, and also please ring the bell so you make sure you get notified. Again, I'm going to be releasing some more random day episodes. I always release episodes on Saturdays and Mondays, but now there's going to be some more extra bonus episodes throw in and some more live streams, so ring that bell, and if you enjoyed yourself, please leave a like. Oh, also, the Sidekick and Henchman Community Redraw episode is going to be coming out September 30th, Monday, September 30th, so get your characters in within the next couple days because I'm gonna get started working on the episode soon. But that's all for this episode. I'm Christian Pearson, you've been watching Popcross Studios, the home of the nerdiest art videos on YouTube, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.